We are going to talk about mobilizing our pelvis because we tend to all be very disconnected from our pelvis. And I feel like we're either taught at an early age, I don't know, all my ballet training has taught me to tuck and suck and lift and hold, and you don't move this area of your body, or we just there's trauma, there's emotional things, there's pregnancy and birth. The pelvis is affected in a lot of ways that we don't even realize. So our goal today is to get as much range of motion in the pelvis as possible. So that means that we're going to go through a lot of pelvic tucking, which is, if you think of your tailbone as being a tail, tucking your tail between your legs. And then we're going to go into a lot of untucking or tilting, where you flip your tailbone up to the sky. You might find that the extreme in either one of these directions does not feel good, might cause some crunchiness in your low back. I want you to be aware of that as we do these movements to make sure that you're not going too far. If you have a tendency to tuck, I want you to focus more on the untuck, neutral to untuck. And the opposite, if you have a tendency to kind of poke your butt up, stick your ribs out, I want you to focus more on the tuck through all of this range of motion. We're gonna start with the first song here, and we're just gonna breathe down into our pelvis. So find any neutral position where you can really feel your sits bones, those two bony points that we sit on, grounded underneath you. If you kind of give yourself a little wiggle from side to side, imagine those two bony points as two anchors, right and left, equal weight down into the center. Go ahead and close your eyes. And take a nice deep breath here. And I want you to see if you can start to fall into that diaphragmatic breathing. So as you breathe in, you're thinking of expanding the lower ribs and belly. If you take a few deep breaths here and you feel your shoulders rise and fall, just try to send that air lower and deeper into the body. And as you're sitting and you're thinking about these two anchors in the sits bones, can you send air equally down into both the right and left halves of the pelvis? You might even feel your lower belly relax or let go there. Don't worry about any activation on your exhale, that belly pump. We're going to coordinate that in a second. But for now, I want you to just feel everything open, release. Imagine that your pelvis is a balloon, and every time you breathe in, that balloon is going to expand, front, back, sides of the room. Take one more of those breaths. Okay, big breath in, that balloon moves front to back, side to side. And then I want you to bring both hands down to your lower abdomen, right above your hip flexors. And as you breathe out, I want you to stop the flow of urine and stop yourself from passing gas. Now, with your hands down here on the lower abdominals, you might feel a little bit of transverse activation just by lifting the pelvic floor. Those pelvic floor muscles connect into those lower abdominals. So as you breathe in, that balloon expands. And then as you exhale, you're going to stop urine, stop gas. And then notice to see if you have any movement underneath your pinky specifically. Inhale, breathe down into those sits bones. Exhale, stop yourself from passing gas, stop the flow of urine. And then I want you to continue a zipper up the front of the body from there. So that zipper goes from the back sphincter to the front sphincter in the pelvic floor. And then from front all the way up to the bottom of the rib cage. On your inhale, unzip that zipper all the way back to your anus. And then as you exhale, back sphincter, front sphincter, zip it up the front of the body. You can also think of a wrap or a corset coming along around the abdominal wall. Inhale, release. As you do this, there shouldn't be any compensation in the lower body or the pelvis there. You should be able to get that pelvic floor up, those muscles wrapped, without having to move the bones in your spine or your pelvis. And take just one more of those. Breathe all the way down into those hip bones. Nice big expansion. And then exhale. Stop gas, stop urine, zip up the front of the body from there. Good. Two options here. You can either move to a chair or you can come onto your back. If you're in a chair, you're just going to sit up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, and you are going to take some pelvic blocks. Same thing on your back. You're gonna lay down. Imagine that your pelvis is a big clock. 12 o'clock by your belly button, 6 o'clock by your pubic bone, and then your hip bones side to side are 3 and 9. You're gonna tilt to 12, over to 3, down to 6, over to 9. So if you don't kind of, if this clock face doesn't resonate with you, I want you to think of a block at the back of your spine, and you're just gonna roll that block around in a circle. You're either on your back or you're doing this with just a seated position, almost like a little belly dance here if you're sitting upright. And then I want you to reverse your pelvis, go the other way. So we're starting to tune into the mobility that we have in the pelvis. Stuck or sticky in any of those places around that circle. Go ahead and switch the direction one more time. I want you to really kind of breathe into that stickiness. See if you can add a little bit more lubrication or fluidity, and reverse. Send that air all the way down to the sit bones. Settle right in the center, so it feels like your pelvis is the neutral. It's equal front to back, left to right. Then I want you to tuck your pelvis under, curl your pubic bone up towards your nose, and then inhale. Poke your tailbone down into the floor or back behind you. So as you breathe out, I want you to curl, tuck your pubic bone to your nose. Inhale, release that pelvis and put a little bit of an arch in your lower back. Exhale, we're gonna curl. Inhale, put a little bit of arch in your lower back. Take that one more time. Exhale, curl. And inhale, release. I want you to parallel the feet underneath you. If you're seated in a chair, you're just going to sit up and down. You're going to get up out of your chair by standing, and then you're going to sit back down. The rest of us on our backs, we're going to go into some bridges here. So neutral pelvis. I want you to feel that left to right, front to back evenness. Lift up. Squeeze your glutes around your tailbone as you come up. And then inhale, release. You're going to squeeze, lift, lower, release. Squeeze, lift, lower, release. Squeeze, lift, lower. I want you to keep this pattern going in your body with this rhythm up and down. And I want you to think of your pelvis being a nice, stable block. It's not going to tuck, it's not going to tilt. We're moving in and out of neutral as we fire those glutes. Your glutes are hip and pelvis stabilizers. So when you fire them equally, left and right together, they're going to hold your pelvis in a neutral position. We're trying to get out of the habit of, a glute imbalance. Sometimes we have a left glute stronger than our right. It'll pull to that side. Sometimes we always sit into one hip. All of these things will build imbalances over time. When we work out with corrected exercise, we're thinking of firing things in an even way to try to bring balance back into the body. Take one more, squeeze, lift, and release. Good. You are going to work your way all the way up to standing. And we're going to go into a little bit of mobility here. So I want you to just start with arm reaches overhead. And we're going to kind of just take one arm back and forth here. As you do this, I want you to start to shift your weight into your right leg and your left leg. Thanks, Liz. As you do this, think of a neutral pelvis. If you tend to tuck your butt under, try to untuck it. If you tend to stick your butt out a lot, try to drop that tailbone to get really heavy here. Give me two more. And then other side, big reach. Shifting your weight right to left. You could even go as far as thinking about how this activates your glutes. As I push into this leg, I'm feeling this glute fire. And then I'm feeling the opposite glute fire as I come back. Keep breathing. Stay connected to your breath. We're going to take 4 more. 3, 2, and then we're going to go into some hip circles. So I want you to just imagine that pelvic clock again. We're going to make it a little bigger, a little gooier. I always think of taking a bowl of fudge. You kind of take your finger around, you don't want to miss any of it, and take your pelvis around that bowl. Reverse, go the other way. Nice big circles. 2 more rounds. Then I want you to touch your sits bones, right and left, and you're gonna poke them out, pull them in, out and in, out and in and out. I want you to focus on the movement of those sits bones. So don't worry about glutes, hamstrings, muscles. I want you to think of the bones moving here. Out and back, in and under, out and back, in and under. Again, when we have imbalances, you'll feel tightness in one leg over the other. You'll feel more glute activation on one side. Try to get your head out of that space and just focus on, you got a dab of paint here, 2 dots to the wall, dots. Good. 2 more. With those dots, you're gonna press both dots to that back wall. Lean into one side. This leg is straight. You're gonna feel a little inner thigh stretch. I want you to bring your hands into prayer, anchor those shoulders down your back, and then press, press, press. I don't want you to press your right hip further back than your left. These sits bones are still putting those dots of paint equally on the wall. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5. You should feel that right glute activation like crazy here. Other side, press, press, press. So here, my brain right now is really in that left sits bone, so it doesn't kind of sit back further than the right. I'm trying to get them evenly behind me. Give me 4 more. You've got 4, 3, 2. We're gonna go into hinge and stand. I'm just gonna take my arms out. So a little bit of a flat back here. It's okay if you don't come down as far as me. If you're just coming to 45, I want you to just think of that pelvis again, moving in space. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Grab yourself a sip of water if you need it. Take your legs out. We're gonna go into some arm work. With some pelvic mobility. I was feeling really ambitious. I have some 3-pounders here. I think I might start with them, but I think I'm gonna do some pretty early. You're welcome to grab light weights if you have them. But again, I don't know how long these are gonna last. We're just gonna start with a bicep curl. Here. Tune into your breath as you curl your arms. Tune into the position of your pelvis. So I want you to make sure that you're not holding your glutes on in this tuck position. So you have no butt here. I also want you to make sure that you're not really sticking that butt out behind you and popping your chest forward. Try to find that nice neutral position. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. From here, I'm gonna press, return. I'm just going in and out of this knee bend. Yeah. Pressing into that tricep. Find your scap activation here. Give a little bit of awareness of your back shoulder blade. 4, 3, 2, into the other side. Press, release, press. I'm really driving into that heel. And I'm feeling how my glute is firing because that pelvis is moving back in space as I go into that side bend. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I want you to come into a forward bend. Really poke that tailbone out behind you, and you're just gonna pull, really pull, really. If you tuck your butt here, this is gonna go straight into your low back. So I don't want you to be afraid of getting that tailbone behind you. Lift your toes if you need to get your weight down into the back side of your body. Heels and hamstrings here. And I want you to pull from your scap. Are you breathing? Give me 4 more. 3, 2. We're gonna bring the arms up to chest level. And I want you to just march your feet underneath you here. Little bit of pelvis, side to side. Lift your palms so they're facing the back wall. And we're just gonna kind of cut loose here. Open up those chest muscles. Those arms, I'm surprising myself. I kept these weights the whole time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out. We're gonna go into a heavier weight if you have one. I've got some 5s here. You don't, you just have light weight. You're gonna put 2 in one hand. No weight is required at all. If you do have a water bottle, sometimes it's nice just to pretend like you've got something in your hand. We're gonna take what's called a farmer carry. I want you to, depending on the weight that you have, I'm gonna make it 10 pounds in one arm. I want one arm to be really heavy. You're welcome to break this up a bit, one in each hand. But I'm gonna hold this here. My opposite arm is either gonna go on my hip or straight out to the side. What you're gonna do is walk up and down the length of your mat here, focusing on propelling from your glutes. So, doesn't look like a lot of work, unless you're being really intentional about the muscles that are working as you take this carry. We carry things around a lot in our day-to-day lives. And again, it's just this repetition of movement patterns that we're doing, incorrectly or in a less than ideal way that causes these imbalances over time. So I want you to really focus on your steps. Focus on walking through your feet with equal weight on the pinky toes and the big toes. Propelling yourself through space in your glutes or your backside. If your pelvis is tucked or tilted to one of the extremes, I want you to try to neutralize it here. And I've got some burning in that right arm that's holding this 10 pounds of weight. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to the other side. So put your carry in the left, extend your right arm, find those straps down your back. And again, you're just walking forward and back here. Check for tension in your body. If your head's holding to one side, can you stay connected to your diaphragmatic breath? Can you tune in to feel your glutes, that scapular activation? Can you carry heavy things around without it going right into your neck and your traps? This is definitely my weaker side here. We're gonna take one more leg to the mat here. I just heard my favorite song come on. We are going to kick it up into some cardio here next to give you a warning. Go ahead and put those weights down. Grab yourself a sip of water if you need it. How are you guys doing? I'm going to start this one over because I've got a nice combo for you. We are going to work our cardio in a pattern. We're going to do 8, 4, 2, and 1. So I'm going to teach you the first move. We're going to do for 8 times. Second move 8 times, third move 8 times, fourth move 8 times. When we go back through it a second round, we're going to do it 4 times. Third round is going to be twice. Fourth round is going to be 1. So by the end, it's a little bit of a brain teaser. If you want light weights for this, you can go ahead and grab them. But this is your first move here. You're just shifting your weight right to left. 4, 3, 2, nice and low here. Take it up high, press, press, press. 4, 3, 2. You're gonna squat and pulse for 8, 7. Get those sit bones behind you. 4, 3. We're gonna push your right arm, right leg out, in, out, in. Look for your left glute here. 4, 3, 2. Over to the other side. Press, pull, push, pull. Look for your right glute. 4, 3, 2, monster walk. You're gonna sit those pelvis, the sit bones behind you. Take 8 little steps to the right, 8 to the left, 8, 7. This is nice and deep. 4, 3. We're going back to the beginning with those low pushes. You've got 4, 3, 2. Take it up. 4, 3. Squat pulses for 4. You've got 4, 3, 2. Push the right arm, right leg out for 4, 3, 2. Left side. 4, 3. 4 monster walks to the right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Left side. 4. We're going to have the 2s after this. Ready? 2 pushes below, 2, 1, high, 2, squat pulse, 1, 2, push, monster walk, 1, 2, yeah, take it to 1, 1, pulse, push, monster walk, you got it, you got low, pulse, push, monster walk, take it low, high, pulse, push, monster walk, good, shake it out. Little bit of a brain teaser, right? Take a breather, grab yourself a sip of water if you need it. We're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna start with 8. In 4, 3, 8, slow, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pick it up, 7, 4, flat poses, 5, take those hip bones behind you, 5, 6, right pushes, right arm, right leg, 4, 3, 2, left side, 4, 3, 8, monster walk to the right, 7, 6, 5, find those gaps, find those glutes, 2, left side for 8, 4, we're gonna take this down to a 4 pattern, ready, 4 low, 4, 3, 2, up high, 4, 3, 4 squat pulses, 4 pushes, right arm, right leg, left arm, left leg, monster walk, 4, 3, 2, left side, pushes low, 1, 2, high, 1, squat pulse, touch, monster walk, 2, 1, we're down to singles, ready, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, take the ones again, take it out, roll your hips around, forever, okay, right hip only, roll this hip out, left side. Here. Roll to the spine, take your focus up to the ceiling. Nice deep breaths here. We're slowing everything down. We're gonna take a really quick stretch. How'd you guys do on that brain teaser? Good. Take your arms up over your head. I want you to grab your right wrist with your left arm. Lift up nice and tall, and then just take a side body stretch here. Breathe into the right side of your rib cage. Come back to center. Grab the opposite wrist. Lift up. Breathe into the left side of the rib cage. And come back to center. We're just gonna roll down, sequence to the spine. Pregnant bellies, you may have to go a little wider or turned out. Just go to where it feels good. If you can't come all the way to the floor, maybe just hang there nice and heavy. Take everything out. Or if it feels good to stretch those hamstrings all the way down, you come down. Your choice, either take a rotation, bring your hand to the center of the mat, open up through here, or elbows to knees and stretch an arm up to the ceiling. And go ahead and switch over to the side you haven't done yet. They're here or here. We're gonna bring our hands all the way down to the floor, bring those knees down. Up into a high kneel position, extend one leg out in front of you, flex your toes back towards your nose. You're gonna shift your pelvis directly behind you. Get your body weight forward. Trying to reach your hands to the floor if you can. Maybe you're just here to feel that hamstring stretch. And again, a belly might require that leg to go a little bit out to the side. That's okay too. We're going to come up and switch over to the other side. So extend, flex to the foot. Try to get those 2 dabs of paint directly behind you. So one hip isn't pulling forward. And then we're going to come down to a seated position with the soles of the feet together. Before we take this stretch, just like we did at the beginning of class with that breath, I want you to send air equally down into both of those sits bones, sit up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, put your body weight forward, drop your chin to your chest. You can stretch your fingertips out in front here. Think about relaxing the muscles in the pelvic floor. And then we are going to take both legs out or one leg at a time and bring yourself forward again. If you've only got one leg out, go ahead and switch over to the other side. And fold those legs underneath you. Just sit up nice and tall. Bring one hand to your heart, one to your belly. Return to that diaphragmatic breath. No muscle tension, no activation on the exhale, just breathing in. Sending air all the way down to the bottom of the pelvis, letting everything go. And let's take one deep breath in together. Hold it at the top, taking a little bit more air. And then we'll release.